If you think that some people on your team don't pull their own weight, you're right. In 1913, Max Ringlemann conducted what is known as one of the first social psychology experiments at work. He did a very interesting thing, and that is he had people pull on a rope and he measured how many foot-pounds of pressure they were able to pull. Then he put two people on the rope and said, pull as much as you can. To his surprise, the amount of pull per person dropped to 93% of what it was on average for a single person. Then he put three people on the rope, and as they pulled, and it dropped to 85% of what one person would normally pull if they were doing it by themselves. Then he got up to 8 people, and the pull per person had dropped to 50% of what it was if you were just pulling by yourself with all your weight. So what's happening here? When you put more people on the rope, you get less pull per person. Well, it's something that we all see all the time at work, and another time you see it is at Thanksgiving. How many times have you been at Thanksgiving and there's some people who just seem to sit around and wait for people to serve them the turkey and apple pie, while other people are working really, really hard? When you start to look at work, why don't people pull their own weight? Why don't they pull as much when they pull on a rope? And why don't they do their part at Thanksgiving? It comes down to a few things. The first one is someone else will do it. The second one is, well, my part doesn't really matter because so many other people are doing it. The third one is, especially when you get into larger groups like 8 people on a rope or a larger team at work, and that is no one will notice that I'm not doing as much as I should be doing for the team. And then the last one is a sense of ownership or commitment. It's not my Thanksgiving, it's Aunt Lucinda's Thanksgiving. Let her do the work. You have these same things happen at Thanksgiving, and you have it happen at work, and you have it doing in physical things. So what's the solution to this problem of people not pulling their own weight? Well, the first one is a level of commitment, that this is our problem, that this is our objective. The first thing a leader needs to do is get some way to get people to buy in and say they're buying in to that this is what the team is trying to accomplish. Some companies have a poster and you sign it. Some people just have a sort of one-on-one commitment. But in some way, the leader needs to get everyone to commit to themselves and to each other, the peer pressure side of this, that they agree with this is what we're trying to do. This is the goal, this is the mission, this is the objective. The second thing is you have to have some way of monitoring progress. The old thing of what's measured it gets done is true. So the standard way that you see in project management or a lot of companies is a scrum meeting or a stand-up meeting. At this meeting, it's really important for people to say, in turn, what have they personally done to achieve the objective or objectives we've decided to commit to it as a team. So in other words, what did I do since the last time we had the meeting, which could have been yesterday if you're in an organization like a restaurant or something, or it could be a week ago if you're on a project team at a larger organization. So what have you done to move the objective forward? Then the next thing is, what are you going to do before the next meeting, whether it's a week or whether it's tomorrow? The third thing is, what obstacles do you expect to maybe run into in achieving those efforts in the future? And do you need some help? So by going through these three things, what have I done, what am I going to do, and where do I need help? It will keep everyone informed. No one wants to show up at these meetings and say, well, I really didn't get much done last week and I don't really have very good plans to help us out next week. No, so there's a peer pressure because of the commitment in the first part. That's the standard approach. There's two other things I'd add as sort of a bonus in Scrum meetings or in these stand-up meetings to give praise or recognition to those people who are following the process of the stand-up meeting. They give good summaries of what they've accomplished. They have clear objectives of what they want to do to the next meeting. And they're very specific about the obstacles they expect to see and where they need help. Some people get really sloppy with this, so if you give recognition to those people who are really good at it, then other people will tend to follow. The other thing I'd mention is my experience is that It really helps if you get this process going. If the leader sort of steps back and asks other people to lead the scrum or stand-up meeting. It spreads the leadership out and takes the attention off the leader and onto the team even more. Before next Thanksgiving, you may want to decide who's going to do what and hold their feet to the fire.